I posted a math problem on Facebook yesterday, and I told you I'd have the solution for you today. So I'm going to go ahead and post this as a video. And I'm going to show you two different ways of solving this particular problem. So let's look at the problem that I posted. In this particular problem, we're dealing with unicorns, zebras, and horses. And the problem asks, in the very first one, we have a unicorn plus a zebra plus a unicorn is going to be equal to 30. And in the second one, we have a horse plus a unicorn plus a horse is going to equal to 14. Then we have a zebra plus two zebras, this is 2 times zebra, plus 2 times the horse is equal to 62. And what they ultimately want is for us to figure out what is 2 horse times 2 unicorn times 2 zebra. And they want to know what the answer is. So the first method I'm going to show you on how to solve this particular problem is a substitution method. And the substitution method just says that we're going to substitute one particular equation into another particular equation until we can come down to an equation that can solve the problem for us and find out what each one of these actually represent. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite our equations. And I'm going to use U for unicorns. And I'm going to use a Z for zebra. And I'm going to use an H for horse. Right. Now that I know what my variables are going to be, I'm going to rewrite my equations one at a time using these particular variables. So the first one was unicorn plus zebra plus unicorn. So it's going to be U plus Z plus U is equal to 30. The next one was horse plus unicorn plus horse is equal to 14. So horse plus unicorn plus horse is equal to 14. The next one is zebra plus 2 zebra plus 2 horse is 62. So I have a zebra plus 2 zebra plus horse. 2 horse. Sorry about that. Let me make that better. Plus 2 horse is equal to 62. And last but not least, the one that they want us to solve is they want to know what 2 horse plus times 2 zebra times 2 unicorn is equal to. Now, this last one, what they want, I'm going to ignore for the first time around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can figure out what these variables actually stand for, the unicorn, the zebra, and the horse. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore that last one and concentrate completely on these 3. And then I'm going to see if I can simplify them. So they're easier to manipulate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this first one, and I see that I have a unicorn. U plus Z plus U is equal to 30. Well, U plus U is 2U plus the Z is equal to 30. Then I have the same thing down here. H plus U plus H is equal to 14. So I can say 2H, or 2 horse, plus the unicorn is equal to 14. And then I can come down here at this third one. I can see Z plus 2Z plus 2H is equal to 62. Well, 2Z plus 1Z is 3Z plus 2H is equal to 62. So now that I've simplified my equations, I'm going to see if I can find a way to manipulate them so that I can get a variable is equal to something. So at the end, for instance, I'm going to get z for this first one. I notice that I can say z is equal to 30 minus 2u, 2 unicorns. And all I did was subtract 2u from one side, 2u from the other. The second one, I see that I have a lone u here. So I can say u is equal to 14 minus 2h. Now this last one's a little bit more complicated. I don't see anything by itself, so I'm just going to ignore it at the moment. And I'm just going to concentrate on these two. You'll notice that I have a u here, and I know what, because of this, I know what u is equal to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace this equation with that u. So what I'm going to come up with is I'm going to come up with z is equal to 30 minus 2, and if I put this equation in there, 14 minus 2h, I can start to work out the problem. I say z is equal to 30. Well, negative 2 times 14 is negative 28. Negative 2 times negative 2h is positive 4h. 30 minus 28 is 2. So z is equal to 2 plus 4h. Now that I know what z is, I can go back up here and look at this last problem. And this last problem says 3z plus 2h is equal to 62. Well, I now know what z is. So what I can do is just replace the z and say 3 times 2 plus 4h plus 2h is going to be equal to 62. If I multiply this out, I get 6 plus 12h plus 2h is equal to 62. Subtract 6 from both sides. Add my 2h's together. 12 plus 2 is 14. So this becomes 14h is equal to 56. And if I divide both sides by 14, I'm going to come out with 4. All right, so I can go back up here and I can say h is equal to 4. Now that I know what h is, I can go back over here and replace it into one of my equations. So let's look at this one. I have 2h plus u is equal to 14. Well, I know h is 4, so all I really have to do is say 2 times 4 plus u is equal to 14. 8 plus u is equal to 14. Subtract 8 from both sides. U is going to be equal to 6. So u is equal to 6. Now that I know h and I know u, I can go up here and put my u into this equation up here if I felt like it. I could say 6 plus z. Oh, sorry about that. Plus 6 is equal to 30. 12 plus z is equal to 30. Just subtract 12 from both sides. Z is equal to 18. Now that I have my three variables, I can go back to the original problem and rewrite it. I can say 2 times 4 times 2 times the z, which was 18, times 2 times 6. And this is going to equal out to be 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is how you solve it using the substitution method.